Walking on water. I believe if tomorrow was coming, it's I would spend it with you, with you, with you, with you. Fall down and I out and I'm waving goodbye to the world. You I wanna believe tomorrow was coming to you. It's day. I could spend every day with you. Oh, you told me that we could be forever. Now we got caught in everything. I remember when you told me you didn't stop that doesn't matter. We do best of our best 'cause I know, yeah, I know, I know, yeah, I know, yeah, I know, yeah, I know that you care. If we sing and talk it over, we don't have to fight. Sometimes we still have our moments and our sleepless nights. Let's see what tomorrow brings. Get on anything if we can talk it over. But you didn't have to tell me, I'll be honest. You're a nightmare at times. No, stop, 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 stop. I know, I know. I know, I know. This is not a stop. It's about the one. Hurry up and go now. Wait for the time. Let it all try. And really knows right. He's for the best of us. Tell me it's all away. Tell me 'cause I'm leaving. And I know that you're gone.
operation along All right, so any group want to volunteer and try and share with us the outcome of their exercise, of the activity, like what was the operation, what were the 4Bs, like how did you map the 4B, the operation along the 4Bs, and what were the changes and what were the implications?
Yes, I go first. Cool.
Yeah, sure.
So we decided to take McDonald's because it's one of the easiest examples and also it's just easier to explain. For volume, we think it's very high. It takes less than 5 minutes for them to make the food. Obviously, there's a big supply chain, but in that sense, the volume is pretty high. In terms of variation, we thought it was quite small, even though the big, if we compare to other restaurants, the variety. Oh, sorry, I meant variety. Sorry. The menu is quite small, but that also means that they can focus on these products and make it more streamlined in terms of, you know, getting out the fridge, cooking it, and then voila, it's quite. We thought it took 5 minutes for them to, because it's one of the easiest examples and also it's easier to explain. For volume, we think it's very high. It takes less than 5 minutes for them to make the food. Obviously, there's a big supply chain. In that sense, the volume is pretty high. In terms of variation, we thought it was quite small, even though the menu may seem big. If we compare to other restaurants, oh, sorry, I meant variety. Sorry. The menu is quite small, but that also means that they can focus on these products and make it more streamlined in terms of, you know, getting out the fridge, cooking it, and then voila, it's product done. Variation is quite small because most restaurants will stream the variation. Oh, sorry, high. In terms of variation, we thought it was quite small, even though the menu may seem big. If we compare to other restaurants, oh, sorry, I meant variety. Sorry. The menu is quite small, but that also means that they can focus on these products and make it more streamlined in terms of, you know, getting out the fridge, cooking it, and then voila, it's product done. Variation is quite small because most restaurants, they know that most people will be coming at around 12, around crunch time and around supper time, so they can obviously tailor the staff numbers to those times. There's obviously, there may be random spikes, but in the long run, it makes more sense to use those end lines. So we think that variation is quite small. Visibility, we weren't really quite sure because you can see the kitchen, like the making of the food, but it really depends from restaurant to restaurant. If we looked at your example, Wagamama, where you see the whole restaurant, it's a lot more visible, whilst with McDonald's it kind of depends. But yeah, we'd say it's
okay. Yeah, so using the 4Bs, just always remember it's always relative. So ideally you have like two similar operations and then you compare them. So you say like McDonald's has high volume compared to, I don't know, let's say KFC. So it's always relative compared to another similar operation.
Okay.
So what were the two 4Bs that you changed and what were the implications?
Oh, sorry.
Have you tried to change like two of the B's and then what's the implications, or you just stopped here?
I think we stopped there, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. Any other group that managed to do the whole exercise and then change some of the B's to share with us? Like, what do you think were the implications of changing the B's?
We also did those as well. And we were thinking that in terms of like the visibility, I don't know if it's actually applied. I don't know if it's actually like visible, making or like it's visible how transparent the products are, like how much you know, like how much the customer knows about the product and that sort of thing. So we thought that maybe like if you had we paired McDonald's and like an individual burger joint, like quite small scale. So we thought that although that McDonald's has like a really high volume, quite a lot of the time that who know what's going into their products, they can see them being made.
Is Tesco Apple the rank?
Sorry.
I don't know what's going on. Oh, there it is. So although the volume might be high, and the visibility might be like particularly high, like they don't actually know what's going into the burgers. Whereas a independent burger joint, although their volume is low, but often they can literally tell you like what they make. So that you change the volume of product produced, then visibility might be improved as well, because you're able to identify where like, because there's less volume, you can see what goes in.
Yeah, it could be. It could be like that one of the B's has an implication on the other B, obviously. But then, as we said earlier, like if you change the volume, it would mean that you would change your processes and how you produce, for instance, the product. Say, for instance, it could be if you produce like 5 sandwiches, that's your volume, that's the volume of your operation, and you want to change it to 100 sandwiches. So instead of doing the sandwiches manually, you would go for more automated processes to produce the 100 sandwiches. Otherwise, this would have implications on your performance objective, something that we're going to be looking at shortly. All right, so this is the 4Bs, and as I said, it's a very powerful tool that you should remember and clearly have in mind for the next few weeks that we'll be looking at process design. So now let's move on to performance objectives, which is related to the 4Bs, because obviously whatever decision you make in operations management would have implications on your performance objectives. And as you see in all companies, and if you work in a company, your boss or your manager will always ask you, we have to do better. We have to do well, we have to do better. So what does it mean in terms of operations? So if you are in operations management, what does it mean to do well? What does it mean to do better? So we need to define some performance metrics that we're going to use to assess our performance. And in operations management, we have 5 main categories that are quality, cost, dependability, speed, and flexibility. And we're going to be looking at each separately. So starting with quality, I would like you to watch a video here and see how each of these 2 people define quality. All right, so let's watch the video and see how this person, the first person, defines quality, and how does the second person define quality.
Sorry, Mariam, I think Einstein is as well.
Okay. Thank you, Michael.
I think we couldn't see the video and like that. We didn't. Hello?
I have a feeling she can't hear us.
Yeah, she's fully gone. She's gone.
I think we lost her.
Any links to the video anywhere? There's nothing on the PowerPoint.
Oh, can you not see the video?
No, there we
No,
go.
are you back? Are you good?
Okay. I'm not sure because I'm sharing my screen. Can you see the PowerPoint?
We can see the PowerPoint.
Just not
Yeah.
the video.
Only
Not the video. Okay, that's weird. So I'm sharing my screen, so you should be able to see the video.
Do you know what the? Oh, there we go. We can see it now.
Oh,
Yeah.
There we go. Okay. Were you, did you listen? I mean, because the
We can barely hear it. Let's play it again.
Okay, let's try to play it again. I think the first one was better, so you were able to hear the first one. Or was it the first and the
I
second?
haven't heard any. I could hear noises, but nothing very
We
coherent.
didn't hear anything.
Right.
Sorry.
Oh, that's all right. No worries. Well, I have to say I'm sorry for this. But yeah, that's technology, technical issues.
Me,
Is it okay now?
yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah, is it okay?
We have to press play and we'll have to see, won't we?
I cannot hear the sound.
We can only read it. We can't hear it. If there's audio, we don't.
Oh, okay. So I think there is an issue with the video. So I just probably explain what the videos are about, because otherwise we'd be wasting time. So yeah. So here in the videos we have like two different people talking about the meat that they provide to their customers. So in the first video, the local farmer is talking about the what they give to their cattle to eat, like for instance, no pesticides, very organic, they don't use antibiotics, etc. And here you can see that he's talking about the quality as the specification of the product. So what goes in like how the product is. So what are the specifications of the product? However, in the second video, and that's a Lopez company, they're the supplier of meat to McDonald's in Canada and in the US, I guess. So what he's talking about is the temperature of the meat, like, but how they cut the meat, what are the like, is the meat conform, like, does it respect the quality standards that are set by McDonald's? But the person is not really talking about the specification of the meat. They're just saying they received the meat from different suppliers. That's it. So these are the two subcomponents of quality. So we have quality as the specification of the product or the service. And remember, in the first video, talking about organic meat, that's the specification. However, in the second one, they're talking about performance, and they're talking a lot about the temperature to which they cook the meat, for instance, but they're not talking about the specification of the meat, like from where they get it, where the cattle is raised, what the cattle eats, etc. So that's the idea from the two videos. So two components of quality, specification, and performance. So quality, if we think about it, for a company, it has two implications, both internal and external. And for the external, when I say external, it means to the customer. And when I say internal, it means inside the company. So producing good quality products what does it prevent externally? What does it mean to have a good quality product for a company?
Your reputation should increase if you have a high quality product, and then your brand will get better if you have a high quality brand, meaning you'll make more sales and make more revenues.
Exactly. So it's good reputation, more sales, more revenue, less complaints. I mean, if I receive a good product, I wouldn't complain. And you have to know, like, complaints, especially now, like companies, they do care about customer service because it has become a very a differentiator between companies. I don't know whether you've noticed, but for me personally, now I do choose airlines very carefully, depending on the customer service that I received during like the critical time of COVID. So it becomes a differentiator. Internally, what does it mean? What does quality mean internally? Think of a production line having 6 stages. So if you have the first stage, a product of a good quality, it means that the production line will be running smoothly. But if you don't have a good quality product, it means that you will have errors in the next stages. It means that you will stop. That you will stop because you cannot continue with the production line. So you can have a low or a slow production run, for instance. What it means again, so you don't waste time, you don't have idle resources. If you have a defect in a product in stage 1, it means that people are working in the other stages will be idle, waiting for you to correct the mistake or to correct the quality defect in stage 1. So that's the implications of quality internally. The second performance objective that we'd like to talk about there is speed. And here in the example of a hospital, speed means simply the time that it takes to get the product from, say, sorry? Anybody had a question? No? All right. So,
quality as specification. Lower hard farm organic meat releases on quality control with which the product used. External and internal quality.
Tell me the truth. Service. Conformity. Keep your heart open.
This is the sound of business owners bossing their day with Sage.
Fish delivery, bossed. Invoices, sorted.
Clients work out, boss. It's just
Take control of business. New financial tools from Sage. Get 70% off on sage.com. Terms and conditions apply.
We see that you're checking out my new strategy right now on Spotify. You say that the hardest to find. You say the hardest. You try to. Now I wonder why it's bad. But it wasn't right. Had another fight. We were young, but we never quite tried. Another life, maybe you and I. But they walking down the aisle just like. Crying all because of me. I gave you everything. Dreaming the future's best. Child and family. Today I believe I can be. I wasn't right. Had another fight. We were young, but we never quite tried. You were not alive. Maybe you and I would be walking on the aisle just in way.